Hello my friends and welcome to this new video of syntax. Well, today's lesson will be about X or S as a projection of I. After having established more clearly the relation between the node info and the verb, let us ask a question. Can the structure of clauses be integrated into the X bar format? So we will try to answer this question in the coming sections ديال هذا lesson of this lesson. We outlined an analysis of sentences in which every S has an info node dominating tense and agreement inflection. Just bear in mind that هاد الS هنايا اش كنعنيو بها هي ال IP. Okay, we use it to call it S, then we know that it is called IP, and this IP contain a node which is called info with the I, and it contains the tense and the agreement of the verb. Okay, so just a quick revision. We discussed the difference in the distribution of lexical verbs and auxiliaries. يعني درنا واحد distinction ولا واحد تفرقة ما بين أودي هذا يعتبر a verb وهذا يعتبر auxiliary. Okay, so I hope that you still remember that. The main point of the later discussion was that lexical verbs cannot leave the VP, hence they cannot precede adverbs such as often in A1. Like for example هنا John reads often books ولا novels, which is ungrammatical. What we should say is John often reads novels because شفنا باللي الادverb دائما كيجي قبل الverb ماشي موراه. Okay, وشفنا باللي verbs cannot leave the VP, يعني lexical verbs دائما كيكونوا في VP node. What else? Or the negative marker, not, like in B1 لا 1B. John writes not any books is ungrammatical. We should say John does not write any books. المهم ناقصة واحد النجمة. Okay, so this one is ungrammatical. علاش؟ لحقاش قلنا باللي not دائما كتجي قبل الverb ماشي من موراه، بحالها بحال الادverb. يعني الادverb والنيجيشن مارك دائما ولا النيجاتيف مارك كيجيو دائما من مور الverb ماشي قبله. Okay, what else? And they cannot precede the subjects in question. For example هنايا عندنا write John anything. We shouldn't say that. We should say instead does he write, oh I forgot a W هنايا, write anything. وشفنا بلي ان auxiliary ولا the verb do, it helps هذاك agreement اللي هو ES اللي كتبقى ديال write، لحقاش John writes books في present. من غادي نجيو نقولوا negative ولا من غادي نجيو نبوزيو لا كيستيون غادي يتبدل البوزيشن ديال هذاك الاوكسيلري ديال هذاك الاجريمنت inflection وغادي يتبلاصا قبل الverb. So we cannot say John ES writes any books. Okay, ولا John ES not writes any books. Rather we should add هذاك do اللي it helps هذاك agreement inflection to survive. كما كانت استعملت teacher in her description, it helped the agreement inflection to survive. بحالها بحال in asking a question. حتى هنايا we cannot say ES he write anything. Rather we should say does he write anything. Okay, so هذه just a quick revision على داكشي كاع اللي شفناه concerning lexical verbs and auxiliaries. So lexical projections such NP and VP are endocentric. What do we mean by that? it means that they are projections of the head. يعني it is the head which determines the properties of the projection. NPs are headed by N. The category of the head determines the category of the phrase. The same observation applies to VP, AP, PP. Okay, so هنايا باش نفهم لكم أنه كنقولوا على واحد projection endocentric منين كيكون الهيد ديالها هو اللي كيديتيرميني النوع ديالها. بحال مثلا إلا كان عندنا الهيد noun ولا N يعني lexical projection غادي تكون NP. Okay, and so on for VPs. VPs علاش سميناهم VPs باسكو الهيد ديالهم V. الAPs ولا الAPs علاش سميناهم الAPs باسكو الهيد ديالهم A and so on. So هادو كامل كيسميوهم endocentric. In this section we are going to show that S is also endocentric. Okay, يعني حتى ديك السنتنس اللي كتكون dominating كاع داك ال NPs وال VPs وشي كامل اللي كيكون داخل فيها حتى هي endocentric. How is that? Let's consider the following example. So in 2A, the first example, the bracketed string is a sentence. Okay, so heading now it's a sentence, as you can see. It consists of a sequence NP, Jane, and for will, VP, dance after lunch. Okay, Jane will dance after lunch. The bracketed string in 2B, to be or not to be, is quite similar to that in 2A. بحال quite similar. كما شفنا the two differences هما هنايا هذه عندها will وهذه عندها to، هذه عندها that وهذه عندها for. So we have already seen that will is inflected for tense. Okay, we say that will is finite. To has the same distribution as the auxiliaries, but it is invariant for tense. To is non-finite inflection. So will عندنا it express tense داكشي علاش سميناها finite و okay و to it doesn't, so it's not finite. So هاد جوج ديال الحوايج هما what make it different, what makes will different from to, which is to is not finite inflection, which is associated with the infinitival form of the verb. لحقاش كنقولوا to eat, to breathe, to stay, to go, to كتكون في infinitive form ديال verbs. The difference between the finite sentence and the non-finite sentence is determined by the unfilled node. Will is finite, while to is non-finite. So, السنتنس كاملة كتكون determined الفاينايتنس ديالها based on هاد two كما نقولوا auxiliaries ولا هاد two components. إلا استعملنا will it will be finite. إلا استعملنا to it will be non-finite. The finite and non-finite contrast had an impact on the realization of the subject. هنايا في هاد الحالة هذه إلا كان عندنا subject ما معروفش بحال مثلا هنايا في هاد الإكزامبل عندنا Jane. أوكي إلا كان عندنا subject ماشي معروف وخصنا نستعملو واحد البروناون وشنو غادي يصرى. So first when we replace John ولا Jane ولا whatever by a pronoun, we see that the choice of finite versus non-finite ample determines the form of the subject pronoun. She as the nominative case and her is the accusative case of the third person singular feminine pronoun. Regardless of their different morphology, both pronouns she and her function as subjects of the bracketed clauses. So will محيتاش finite استعملنا معها nominative case. Okay, so will تجي معها she. But to, since it is non-finite, كتجي معها accusative case, which is her. So we cannot say I hope for she to dance after lunch, and we cannot say I hope for, or I hope that her will dance after lunch. Okay, so that's what make us choose the subject ولا the pronouns اللي غادي يكون عندهم function as subjects. Okay. Second, recall that external arguments, that is to say the arguments realized as subjects, may sometimes be non-overt, represented by EC for empty category. Arguments كما كنا شفنا في الدروس الأولى أنهم كيكونوا direct objects وال indirect objects وال subjects كنا شفناهم في هذا، وكيختلفوا على ال complements. ال arguments ماشي هما ال complements. So هنايا عندنا subjects، كنهضروا على subjects في هاد البارت هادي. شي مخطرات subjects ما كيكونوش expressed وكي يترومبلاساو بواحد الحاجه سميتها الانتي كاتيجوري ولا المجموعه الفارغه اللي كنا قريناها في الماط، كيديروا واحد الدويره وكيضربوا عليها. المهم هي اللي كنعبروا بها بلي ان ما كاينش subject. Okay, so let's see the examples that we have. For A, I hope that EC will dance after lunch. So هنا ما عندناش subject، يعني تقدر يعني خصنا نقراوها شي حاجه بحال هكا. I hope that will dance after lunch, which is ungrammatical. Okay, I hope EC to dance after lunch ولا I hope to dance after lunch. C, I told him that he should dance. D, I told him to dance. Okay, in 4A, hope takes a finite clausal complement and the subject of the complement clause must be expressed overly. وهنايا قلنا بلي non-overt ولا non-overly expressed subjects كيكونوا مع finite and non-finite. حيتاش هنا عندنا finite عندنا will. So will is a finite case، خصها يكون عندها subject ديالها، حيتاش هنايا قلنا the subject of the complement clause must be expressed overly. هذه أصلا راها complement that. I hope that ما نقدروش نستوبيو هنايا، يعني the clause كاملة is the complement ديال I hope. Okay, so هنايا من كيكون عندنا will which is finite خصنا ولا بد نجيبولو ولا نكسبريسيو ولا نقولو subject ديالو. على هادشي علاش هاد الجملة هادي is ungrammatical. بحال هنايا to is non-finite ولكن it's okay إلا ما استعملناش subject. Okay, let's see why. In B4 ولا 4B, hope takes a non-finite clausal complement whose subject is non-overt EC. The non-overt external argument of dance is controlled by I, the subject of hope. So هنايا هاد subject هذا اللي نورمالمون يكون هنايا هو نفسه هذا، يعني we do not have two subjects، عندنا غير subject واحد، يعني هذا اللي hope to dance after lunch هو I. Okay, ولكن هنايا عندنا two different subjects. I hope ماشي هو اللي will dance after lunch. اللي who hope is not the one who wish to dance after lunch. ولكن هنايا who hope is the one who wish to dance ولا who want to dance after lunch. Okay? So I hope it's clear because فيها شوية ديال ماشي ال complexity ولكن شوية ديال tricks. It's tricky. Okay? So in for C, Tell takes 3 arguments realized by the subject I, the indirect object MP, him, okay, I told him, and the clausal complement that he should dance. So هنا عندها ثلاثة ديال arguments. 3 arguments. Okay, وهادو كاملين السبجكت ديالهم هو I hope it's clear. In 4D, the clausal complement is non-finite and its non-overt subject is controlled by him, the indirect object. So هنايا في هذا the fourth example, him is what controlled Hadi to dance. ولا لاحظتوا واحد الحاجة أنه مين كتكون عندنا non-finite sentence كيكون عندنا هذا السبجكت ما كنعاودولوش دو فوا ما كيكونش معاود ولا ما it's not expressed twice. هنايا علاش him because told it takes 3 arguments. I told him يعني who what لمن قلت واش تا قلت I told واش هضرت مع الحيط okay so told takes 3 arguments يعني by default ولكن hope it takes only 2 I hope شي حاجة I hope something to dance to fly to succeed to be millionaire ما عرفت everyone has his or her own dreams and hopes. So because the properties of a sentence finite and non-finite are a function of the features of its enfold, we propose that enfold hides the sentence. The sentence is a projection of I enfold IP يعني IP. Okay, so the structure of a sentence can be represented in terms of binary branching X bar format developed for lexical projections. The structure with ternary branching in 5A is represented by the structure with binary branching in 5B. So كنا كنناقشوا هادشي كامل باش نبينوا بلي ان حتى الاس ولا حتى الاي عندها فورمات ديالها وهي الهيد ديال الاي بي ولا ديال الاس. سو هنايا وضحنا بلي ان حتى الاي بي عندها الفورمات ديالها وانها كتقدر تفوت من الستراكشر اللي كنا كنخدموا بها من قبل اللي هي هذه انها يكون فيها 3 ديال البرانشين ولا تيريتوري برانشين تولي غير تو كما كنديروا في الاكس بار ثيوري. اوكي سو كان نورمالمون يكون عندنا هنايا ان بي اي في بي غادي تولي ان بي اي بار ومن الاي بار غتجينا الاي اللي كما قلنا فيها تنسول اجريمنت وعاد كتجينا البي بي. Okay, so it's just an example how an inflectional phrase should be the X bar theory. We will say that I selects a VP with which it forms an intermediate projection I bar. Okay, intermediate projection I bar combines with the subject NP to form IP the sentence. يعني الاي والفي بي كيتكونيكطاو بيناتهم باش يفورميو لنا هاد الانترميديت كاتيجوري اللي هي اي بار، وهذا اي بار كتكون طاقطه مع الام بي باش تصايب لنا هاد الاي بي هادي. اوكي، سو كنبداو القرايه من التحت للفوق، يعني من اصغر بروجيكشن لماكسيمال 1. اوكي سو باش ما نطولش عليكم، باش هذا الفيديو ما يجيش طويل كما الاخرين، حاولت انني غادي نقسمهم. So what's coming next will be in a separate video غادي نهضروا فيه على ال IP and CP. Till then, see you guys.